Ready? Play.
Well, match points. Whatever.
Oh, net court is not done handing out blows yet.
My dog has just killed the fly. Whatever. Okay. Well, another match point saved.
2 down, 2 to go. So we'll get back on it.
This time, there's a second serve. So
these matches are literally same. Alcaraz 40-30 match point. I'm watching 2 match points. There it is.
Oh, that was good for him.
Yeah.
What a backhand that was on match point down.
Fearless. I hope so.
Pattern coming. Why not? Why not, producer?
So.
Why not? So, 4th match point.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, really good defense from Sabalenka on that point.
Good return too.
Yeah,
return was top spin.
Mm-hmm.
The return was fantastic.
Well, I was going to mention, like, first breaker was 5-2 Sabalenka. Got it back to 5-all. Here we are again. Not 5-2, but 6-2. Back to 6-all.
In the end, let's say that the net court has had a huge impact.
I know.
First match
I mean,
point.
net
You
cord
say, okay,
is
there's still 3 match points, but
ace.
and now
Oh, yeah.
Sabalenka
Oh,
has a match point. She was a bit slow here. Rybakina going down, and
You always felt like she would steal this match. Let's see. Although she did serve for it.
yeah,
It
but
had all
now
the
it doesn't matter
drama.
anymore. From down 6, down to 6 in the tiebreak. Second serve though. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh my god. Wow. What to say? From 2-6 down in the deciding set tiebreak, Sabalenka wins this one. 6 straight points. The first one was kind of lucky. But this might be more important for Aryna than Aryna. What do you think about it? I mean, for sure, winning this one in this way, it's important for Sabalenka, in my opinion, because like a very tight match, regardless of which round, which tournament it is, winning a tight battle against a tough opponent, for sure is very, very important. Rybakina, for sure, she can look at this match, in some way positively, meaning that she still played a great match against Sabalenka. At the same time, of course, losing this way, it's always really painful. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know if match points. Sabalenka played really well on the match points, I gotta say. Of course, the first one, it's the net cord, but the others, I don't know. But yeah, for sure, it's very important for Aryna winning a match this way.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a good confidence boost for her. Not sure that it's much more than that at the moment. I think that she already believes that she can win this type of match. So,
Well, yeah.
yeah, I don't. It's always nice to win, but not sure that this particular match will change too much in the grand scheme of things. Who knows?
I agree. I mean, I think like gutsy wins like this for Sabalenka are huge, but they're also just like huge for any player. I already talked about this with Mario earlier, but Sabalenka's just been so consistent, as they show. 7th semifinal of 2025. She's played in so many finals already. I feel like for her, it's just, or for both players, just like getting accustomed to the surface, playing high level matches that kind of had like all sorts of drama. So I think for both players, it's just like, gaining confidence in themselves and on the surface. Regardless who comes out, huge win. The title, like Mario actually posed this question earlier, but I think the title would have been more important. It felt kind of like a title match in a sense, but would be more important for Rybakina. But in terms of Wimbledon expectation, preparation, I don't think it really moves the needle for me at all. I think these are both the top 2 Wimbledon contenders.
I think I agree with you about that.
Yeah, more or less. I tend to agree.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
Well, match points. Whatever.
Oh, net cord is not done handing out blows yet.
My dog has just killed the fly. Whatever. Okay. Well, another match point saved.
2 down, 2 to go. So we'll get back on it.
This time there's a second serve. So
These matches are literally same. Alcaraz 40-30 match point. I'm watching 2 match points. There it is.
Well, that was good for him.
Yeah.
What a backhand that was on match point down.
Fearless. I hope
Wimbledon
so.
final incoming. Why not? Why not,
I hope
producer?
so.
Why not? So, 4th match point.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I
That's a
mean,
really good defense from Sabalenka on that point.
good return too.
Yeah, return
Loaded
was
with top
fantastic.
spin.
Mhm.
The return was fantastic.
Well, I was going to mention, like, first breaker was 5-2 Sabalenka. Got it back to 5-all. Here we are again. Not 5-2, but 6-2, back to 6-all.
In the end, let's say that the net cord has had a huge impact.
I know.
First match
I mean,
point,
net
you
cord
say, okay, there's still 3 match points, but
Ace.
and now
Oh, yeah.
Sabalenka has a match point. She was a bit slow here, Rybakina going down, and
You always felt like she would steal this match. Let's see. Although she did serve for it.
yeah, but
It had all
now
the
it doesn't matter
drama.
anymore. From down 6, down to 6 in the tie break. Second serve though, let's see.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh my god. Wow. What to say? From 2-6 down in the deciding set tiebreak, Sabalenka wins this one. 6 straight points. The first one was kind of lucky. But this might be more important for Aryna than Aryna. What do we think about it? I mean, for sure, winning this one in this way, it's important for Sabalenka, in my opinion, because like a very tight match, regardless of which round, which tournament it is, winning a tight battle against a tough opponent, for sure is very, very important. Rybakina, for sure, she can look at this match, in some way positively, meaning that she still played a great match against Sabalenka. At the same time, of course, losing this way, it's always really painful. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know if match points. Sabalenka played really well on the match points, I gotta say. Of course, the first one, it's the net cord, but the others, I don't know. But yeah, for sure, it's very important for Aryna winning a match this way.
Yeah, I think that's a good confidence boost for her. Not sure that it's much more than that at the moment. I think that she already believes that she can win this type of match. So,
Yeah.
I don't. It's always nice to win, but not sure that this particular match will change too much in the grand scheme of things. Who knows?
I agree. I mean, I think like gutsy wins like this for Sabalenka are huge, but they're also just like huge for any player. I already talked about this with Mario earlier, but Sabalenka's just been so consistent, as they show. 7th semifinal of 2025. She's played in so many finals already. I feel like for her, it's just, or for both players, just like getting accustomed to the surface, playing high level matches that kind of had like all sorts of drama. So I think for both players, it's just like, gaining confidence in themselves and on the surface. Regardless who comes out, huge win. The title, like Mario actually posed this question earlier, but I think the title would have been more important. It felt kind of like a title match in a sense, but would be more important for Rybakina. But in terms of Wimbledon expectation, preparation, I don't think it really moves the needle for me at all. I think these are both the top 2 Wimbledon contenders.
I think I agree with you about that.
Yeah, more or less. I tend to agree.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Samas, and I'm a friend of the show.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you're tuning in from. If you, like me, are tuning in from Germany, it'll be just after midday, which is, of course, exactly what the time is where Sabalenka and Vondrousova are playing, albeit a few hundred kilometers away from where I'm located. I'm in the west of Germany, and they are playing in Berlin. And it's love 15 already, by the way. A drop shot from Sabalenka. I thought it was pretty good, actually, but Vondrousova did well, not just to run it down, but also to get a decent shot off it. But some really good depth there from Aryna. And yes, a backhand winner down the line. I'm really loving this draw in Berlin, although I do tend to agree with Mario when he says that he quite likes or makes it a bit fairer and a bit more normal when you've got a couple of 500s in the same week, rather than this week. All the attention on the WTA side is on Berlin, and very little, Alex Ayala fans aside, is on Nottingham. And then obviously Ayala went out early, so it becomes even less so. Whereas at least Halle and Queens, they kind of split it. That kind of makes more sense to me, but there we go. There's so many things in tennis that don't make sense, and this is probably quite far down the radar, or quite far down the list. I don't think you go down the radar. I think radars are relevant wherever. 15:30 here on the Sabalenka serve as she errs on the forehand side. Of course, we've got the other semi-final later on today between, surprised, I guess, to see Wong in there. Samsonova maybe slightly less so. Samsonova beating Anisimova yesterday. So Anisimova has been frustrated now in Queens last week and then this week in Berlin. Queens, where she made the final before losing to Tatiana Maria and then obviously losing yesterday to Samsonova. We've got a couple of break points here, by the way, for Vondrousova. Okay, let's turn that volume down a little bit. One of the break points has been saved. Good serve out wide there. Is she going to save the next one? Lovely forehand there, and not much Vondrousova can do about that. So, is the favourite... Well, I think if Sabalenka wins this match, she will become the favorite in the final. I think she's also, again, a bit like some of the guys from yesterday who didn't put huge amounts of stock in that match between her and Rebecca. Now, I think it was quite important for Sabalenka because of all the stuff that has been going on at all the stuff that's been going on, obviously, Roland Garros, post Roland Garros. I think it's important for her to get as much of this out of her system as she can, and winning incredibly tight matches, albeit a little fortuitously yesterday with that net court on match point, I think can do Sabalenka a lot of favors just to get that out of her memory. And she has held, by the way, with a backhand winner down the line after a short ball from Vondrousova. So she's already saved a couple of break points here. I saw some of those balls bouncing yesterday towards the end of the match in that tie break. And I saw Rebecca struggling to pick them up, which is a sort of trait of hers with her height. But I also thought to myself, Wimbledon, those balls are bouncing a little bit higher. Maybe, yeah, a little bit higher, a little bit smoother. So maybe that just that 1 point difference really yesterday might well have gone Rebecca's way had that match occurred at Wimbledon. Anyway, here we are in Berlin, semi-final here between Sabalenka and Vondrousova. Of course, it was exactly a year ago where they were a little bit behind. So Sabalenka had to play a quarterfinal followed by a semi-final on the same day. But actually, she wasn't even able to complete barely the beginning of her quarterfinal due to a shoulder injury that ended up ruling her out of Wimbledon. So it was a huge day a year ago in the 2024 season of Aryna Sabalenka. Do hit that like button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. And we are going to have a couple of break points here now for Aryna Sabalenka. We've got someone here in the live chat. Good morning, Ghosty. Very early in the morning. When I chose this match, Ghosty, I thought some of my American friends across the pond are going to be a little bit disappointed because they're going to struggle to get up for this very early one. Whereas, of course, if I chose a Haller or Queens match, especially if it was one of the second semi-finals, it would be a much more comfortable time. But there you are, full of surprises. She came back from 2-6 down, Ghosty. But what I suggest from what I'm seeing here is that you watched our video or saw some of our video when we sort of look back on the match. Because I think we began that video at 3-6, or at least the image was 3-6. But she saved 4 match points. Ghosty, I don't have that same problem, but I do know that you are, yeah, I don't know, a 24/7 dude. Yeah, 2-6 wild indeed. No, not Wild. It was Sabalenka. Okay. Hey, Amma. Amma, if you are, I've not recognized your name in the chat before, and if you have been in the chat, I apologize. But if you haven't already done so, can you hit subscribe? That would be amazing. There you go. There's our subscriber count. I think we might just hit 17K before Wimbledon. Just might. Vondrousova here having saved a couple of break points, just like Sabalenka did in the first game. And now she has a game point of her own. It's going to be a second serve, though, for Aryna to look at. Chop return. Forehand from Vondrousova. Looped it up. She should put this away, but wow, that was wild from Vondrousova. Almost hit Sabalenka, and she was a couple of meters behind the baseline. Juice. Okay, let me just do something very quickly. I'm still here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't panic. Did he miss me? Ghosty not responded to my Sabot Vilt Sabalenka juxtaposition. Never mind. Never mind. Ghosty. Ghosty, ghosty, ghosty. Okay, so one game all here, and Sabalenka on this occasion gets the first point of her service game. Okay. Oh, it was, you said this. Ghost 2-6 Vilt. And I went, no, 2-6 Sabalenka. Oh, I need some water. So I initially woke up at 8 o'clock this morning, a very sensible time, especially on a Saturday. And I thought to myself, a friend of mine said he was going to do what's called park run. It's a sort of community thing where people run 5K. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and he said he was going to do it. But I saw him out having beers last night. I saw him as in like a picture. And I thought, he's not going to do it. So 8 o'clock this morning, I thought, he's not going to do it, so nor am I. I then go back to sleep. I then wake up and I text him. I say, oh, did you do park run? And he said, yeah. I was like, oh man, I wish I'd done it now. And now I've done basically no exercise. I don't think walking to the coffee shop, buying a sandwich and a cup of coffee and coming back again, especially as that coffee shop is 3 minutes away max. I'm not sure that 6 minutes of walk counts as exercise for the day. So my situation is this. If this is a 3-hour, 3-set epic, maybe no exercise. But if it's done in 2 hours or less, I will go for a half-an-hour run, even if it is baking here. I don't know what the temperatures are exactly in Berlin, but looks very similar to here. Vondrousova bringing up another break point. This is 3 consecutive service games where we've seen break points occur, but thus far we haven't had a break of serve. It was 2 holds. Right. Also time to put my phone on charge. Love a bit of Monty Python. Is Monty Python well known over the pond? Oh, a double fault from Sabalenka, and we've got to break a serve. Boom, boom, boom. 2-1, Vondrousova. What do we think about these recently added graphics that we've got on Talking Tennis? What do you think about this? Can you still hear me, by the way? If I talk over this, can you? I think you can still hear me, right? Let me know in the live chat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. People just tuning in right now going, what is he doing? Yeah, do we like these new graphics? Monty Python's a bit of a cult following, even in the US. Yes, good to know. So, yeah, 2-1 Vondrousova. Other matches today. Yes, that's good, Ghosty. I think I vaguely remember you saying that before. But could you hear me, by the way? I was trying to talk while the animation was playing. I don't know if you could hear me. Just write yes or no in the live chat. I see a lot of focus on her tattoos, Ghost, at the moment. But I thought that she's always had loads of tattoos, but maybe she's added a couple. I mean, she was always well tattooed up, if that makes sense. I quite like her, by the way. I've only come across her. Ah, cool. By the way, I love the way Ghosty writes, I could hear you. Like maybe he's got a special hearing that he can hear me when I'm behind the scenes. I guess I'm a little bit like the Wizard of Oz, aren't I, when I'm here? Look. Are you going to expose me? Are you going to expose me? Toto comes around the back, exposed like a Coco Gauff forehand. Anyway, tennis, hey? Right. So, yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, other action, obviously, today. We've got Wong in the other semi-final against Samsonova. I was talking about being a bridesmaid, but maybe if Samsonova loses the final here, another WTA 500, then she'll become a bit of a bridesmaid for pre-Grand Slam 500s, because I think it was her, wasn't it, in the final of Strasbourg, who lost to Rybakina. Am I right on that one? Could be right, could be wrong. I guess I should put a poll, by the way, for this match, because I don't think I've done so yet. I'll put one up now in the live chat so you can get voting. I want to hear your predictions anyway. I mean, despite the fact that she's down an early break, I would suggest that Sabalenka is a slight to warm favorite pre-match for this, although probably those odds have narrowed. Yeah, that Wimbledon final against Jabeur, for example, I wanted Jabeur to win just because I feared that who knows when it might yes, very good, Ghosty. Who knows when it might sort of occur again that she gets the chance. But, you know, same applies to Vondrousova. Okay, who will win? Really, really inventive, this one. Really creative. Sabalenka, Vondrousova. There we go. Just hope I spelled Vondrousova right. I think I have. So yeah, get voting. Let's see who the first vote goes for Sabalenka. I bet that's you, Ghosty. Sabalenka will be keen to break back. Been a bit of a break fest this week in Berlin. I do think those courts are a little slower than perhaps we'll see come Wimbledon, especially the first week of Wimbledon. They do tend to get slower as the tournament wears on, no doubt about that. What about that for a return? Or non-return, I should say, from Sabalenka. Yeah, so Samsonova against Wong. I think Samsonova was in the final, wasn't she? Yeah, 3-set win for Rybakina and a 6-1 in the third. Oh, and Sabalenka's missed that. And it's the 3-1 now lead for Marketa Vondrousova. Is that Vondrousova who's got that big cuddly toy sort of tennis ball attached to her bag? Yeah, anyway, as for Marketa, I don't obviously really know her, but I've just come across her in press conferences. And you might go, well, what do you get to know? Well, you can get to know certain characters in press conferences. I mean, Medvedev springs to mind. Even now, I look back on some press conferences with players and go, oh, I see, actually, they were pretty moody that day. Yeah. And sometimes they are right to be moody, especially with the media, but also perhaps just because they lost the tennis match, but other times less so. Isn't Badosa having more issues, physical issues? Ghosty? Did they withdraw or did they retire mid-match? I think Badosa might be having some more issues. Oh, it was withdrew. So Badosa withdraws due to injury. Wimbledon in doubt is one headline I see. Pablo Badosa, the Spanish tennis player. This is a Brazilian website. withdrew from the quarterfinals due to physical issues. Yeah, because of course that's right. She retired against Wong, didn't she? So that's probably why she then withdrew from the doubles. Back pain. Don't know if that's the exact reason on this occasion, but it says 6th withdrawal of the 2025 season. It just says likely linked to her chronic back pain. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, because in the doubles it was a walkover, but the singles match she withdrew from, having lost the first set. Sabalenka here, 30-15 on her serve. Lovely forehand there from Aryna. Interesting. What's she going to do with that volley? Not enough. Is she going to get lobbed? Yes, she is. Lovely lob. It's a lovely lob there for Marketa. 30 all. Break here, and you'd think the first set would be done. Double break on grass. When you get lobbed like that, and you know it's just too good, it's just sort of funny when you see the players just disconsolately walk away, barely looking and see where the ball lands, because they know it's landing in and they know they're done, like a piece of toast. Game point here, though, for Aryna Sabalenka. Regarding the semi-finals on the men's side today, we've got ATP Halle, of course, where Medvedev is up against Zverev in the first semi-final, and then Bublik against Khachanov. I think it's quite difficult to call these. Maybe Zverev just the slight favourite. I saw Fergus predicting a Medvedev win in 3, and he's gone Bublik in straights. I'll go for Bublik and Zverev to make the final. That would be my call. And then we've got ATP Queens. Got an interesting match, of course, coming up there between Alcaraz and Bautista Agut. I have seen Bautista Agut respond a little bit more today about some comments that he made after the Alcaraz documentary, I think, when he was sort of questioning Alcaraz. By the way, Sabalenka's held, so nothing crazy going on here. So it's 3-2. Yeah, so Bautista Agut, there were some comments emerging from him about, you know, Alcaraz maybe needs to focus a bit more and maybe make some more sacrifices, blah, blah, blah. Not too much party, etc., etc. However, Bautista Agut was asked about this at Queens, and he responded by saying, look, my words were taken out of context, blah, 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 blah. I think he obviously wants to douse those flames ahead of their match today. Lehecka Draper. I mean, it does feel like a Draper Alcaraz final. I don't know what happened to Jack yesterday in terms of the fact I saw his first set over Nakashima and he was on fire. And I thought, wow, this should be a comfortable straight sets win for Jack. And yet somehow it went 3. So he had to go through the mill. Alcaraz has been made to go through the mill as well quite a bit this week. With some of his encounters. He's been going 3 sets quite a bit. Had to go... Okay, he had a straight sets win, yesterday over Rinderknech, but it was a tough, tight affair, 7-5, 6-4. And then, of course, on Thursday, he had a 7-5, 3-set win over Munar. Yeah. First round was straight sets as well, but Walton pushed him 6-4, 7-6. Anyway, next week, of course, on the ATP side, you've got Mallorca. I mean, basically, he just likes to have a nice little few days in Ibiza after the French Open. I mean, and then see where he's at and head to Queens. I mean, his French Open, Wimbledon, sort of 23, 24, 25 have been pretty good. He's won of the, so we had 2, 4, 5 of the 5 slams in 23, 24, 25. he has won 4 of them. So not bad, hey? The one he missed out on was the French Open of 23 at the beginning of that spell. In fact, if you sort of just look at it as being in a row, he's won 3, hasn't he? And he might well win 4. Anyway, I'm rambling. Vondrousova here is not rambling. She's 30 love up on her serve. So we look at someone in the crowd desperately trying to get some pics, maybe even a video. Wait till the WTA crash down on you for that. 40 love now for Vondrousova. So 3 game points for a 4-2 lead. Sorry, I'm just reading this, Ghosty. Very funny. I think, Ghosty, that there's been something, you know, someone has seen something, as in they've just seen a picture, a screen moment where Alcaraz has glanced at her, and then it's just taken away from there. But now they're playing mixed doubles at the US Open. Of course, that has added something to it. Double fault here from Vondrousova, gifting Sabalenka a point. So her service game not done just yet. Oh, regarding Queens, anyway, yeah, Jack Draper for me against Alcaraz final, which I think is an exciting one. That over 3 sets at Queens could go either way. At Wimbledon, you'd probably make Alcaraz a slight to warm favorite, but Draper, if he wins it, I do think it would lay down a marker ahead of Wimbledon, as in, you know, maybe saying, look, I'm in the conversation. Because at the moment, that conversation is 2-stroke 3-fold, but he is not in that 2-stroke 3-fold conversation. Disappointing return there from Sabalenka, and Vondrousova holds. Backhand return into the net, really, where Aryna would have expected to do much better. Do get voting in our poll, by the way, as to who you think is going to win this particular encounter. I think it is something that develops over time. And to be honest with you, Andy was also criticized right at the beginning of his career for being a little fragile. So, yeah, the Andy that we obviously recall from his early 20s onwards is very different to the Andy in his late teens stroke early 20s. As can often be the case. I mean, we remember Yannick, remember Holger Rune. I think both of those have slowly, maybe it's less so in the case of Holger, put those issues to bed. But yeah, it's still a question, especially over 5 sets. I mean, he obviously makes a slam semi-final at the US Open last year, but was really his time spent on court was minimal due to retirements and straight sets wins, which is obviously good for him, but also limp opponents at time in terms of their health. I remember Di Minor struggling, for example, physically, due to obviously just coming back from an injury. Sabalenka here serving 2-4, 30-15. She did well to win that previous point after a really good return from Marketa. But she hung in the rally, and it was Vondrousova who sliced into the net. So, yes, it's a legitimate question, but with also legitimate reasons. And I'll try not to use legitimate too many times here. By the way, the unedited version of the interview that I did with Steve Flink, which is out in its entirety for members only, includes a real gem of a word from Steve that I will leave in even when I get around to editing it. But yeah, I just need to. It's going to be probably another couple of days because I haven't even started on the edit yet. But honestly, it's well worth the wait. Or just become a member and watch the whole unedited version right now. Yeah, yeah. When was that? Yesterday? Or no, he did it in the past, right? 30 all, by the way. Not quite. Not quite. Backhand return, forehand from Sabalenka. Lovely forehand there from a fairly neutral position. Maybe it was a little bit advantageous for Aryna. Game point, Sabalenka. It's going to be a second serve here for Vondrousova to look at. And the tee, backhand return is wonderful from Vondrousova. Deuce. All these service games for Sabalenka have been a bit of a struggle, you know, in terms of even the ones where she's held have been seeing her fend off some break points or just struggle a bit, it seems. Deuce here. Although she hits a lovely ace down the tee. Good serve again, although well blocked return there. Slice from Sabalenka. She's going to come into the net. And that's going to just go out. Although I think Vondrousova is going to appeal, going to challenge it. We'll see how successful that is. And if it's unsuccessful, we'll take a quick break. Oh, it landed in. Oh, if she ends up breaking here and taking the set. Oh. I mean, I think Aryna was just like, I'm not getting that in a million years. I'm hoping it lands out. I think it lands out. Oh, it's just clipped the line. Of course, we've got no electronic line calling in Berlin. We've got those line judges that we see there. Backhand return hiss. Backhand. Oh, she's gone long there, has Sabalenka. Very annoying from her perspective. And Vondrousova gets the break. Oof. That's a tough one for Aryna. All right, I think we'll stay live until the end of this first set. At least in terms of just having a quick break. Yeah, but he didn't come back and win the match. Yeah, Vondi is playing well. Yeah. So 5-2 here. Vondrousova is going to serve for the first set. for those of you that are not a member, you will get to see this interview with Steve Flink shortly. There's been a few snippets I've already put up on YouTube as shorts. Great serve down the tee that Sabalenka just clipped on the racket, so it's not an ace, but doesn't matter. 15 love. Yeah, you will get to see it. It just might just be another few days, and you won't see it in all its glory, but you'll see it maybe even better with all the added stuff and paraphernalia that I will try to add to give it some color. And it's going to be 3-set points for Vondrousova here. Getting this done in maybe just over half an hour, I think. Yeah, just over half an hour. Cross-court winner there from Sabalenka, though. No nonsense there. That was sort of more out in frustration, perhaps, at her own level in this first set. I mean, she mishit the return, but then she gets that and she's like, nah, take that. 40-15. But still 2 points here to fend off Sabalenka in terms of it being set points. Nice return there after a decent first serve from... but then she goes big on that backhand and it goes into the net, and Vondrousova wins the first set by 6-2. We'll be back shortly. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. And so are Vondrousova and Sabalenka. By the way, I know what you're wondering. Who are these friends of the show?
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Summers and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready, play.
Neither Sabalenka nor Vondrousova are friends of the show. Lynette in trouble, is she? Nottingham's so hot, 32 degrees, says Ashley. By the way, we got a new member on the back of the Steve Flink video. So thank you for becoming a member, whoever that was. Sabalenka now at 30 all here. She's cutting a slightly frustrated figure right now. Ashley's frustrated too. She's obviously a Lynette fan. 32 degrees currently in Nottingham, apparently. Not me personally, Ashley, no. Yes. Okay, slice there from Sabalenka. Good depth on that slice. Sabalenka's going to come into the net, but she's not going to defend off that passing shot because Vondrousova is going to go into the net. Okay, some big predictions here from Ashley in the chat as Sabalenka does hold for 1-love. Wonderful to have so many of you joining us today. Please do hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. And if you hit subscribe, you see this number just below. That will tick over. And you know that it was you. And it was you that made it tick over, making a difference. You can then do a little dance and know that it was you who did it. And know that you're also helping the channel. Anyway, 1-love for Sabalenka. See, losing that first set. Shall we have a look at some of the stats from the first set, by the way? No, I don't know much about Yasturma. I don't actually know. Sorry. Just watching. What have we got here? Bad Homburg qualifying. McNally against Azarenka. Or do you mean Yastremska? Do you mean Yastremska? Yeah, I know a lot about Yastremska. Huge hitting, ball striking, risk taking, former Australian Open semi-finalist. Yeah. So I know a lot about it. 30-15 here on the Vondrousova serve as she gets an ace. Let's have a look at some of those match stats that I vowed. That's the second ace, by the way. I think the second or the third ace of the match for Vondrousova. Just one ace so far from Aryna Sabalenka. Vondrousova's double faulted twice and Sabalenka just once, but Sabalenka was not able to take any of her 2 breakpoint opportunities. Right at the beginning of the match, she had a couple of breakpoint opportunities on the first service game of Vondrousova, and she couldn't take either. And Vondrousova took 2 from her 4 opportunities. Vondrousova, by the way, getting 84% of her first serves in, and Sabalenka just 47%. I mean, possibly therein lies the difference right now. Vondrousova holding comfortably, Aryna not, 84%, 847. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a break point right now for Sabalenka and a second serve. Just as I was praising Vondrousova for the number of first serves she's getting in. Here we go. Second serve, 30-40. Where are you going with this one? Down the tee, forehand return. Drop shot from her is not going to be good enough, and Sabalenka punishes it. 2-love Aryna Sabalenka. Applause all round. I think they want to see 3 sets today. 2-love. Okay, on the forehand now of Aryna, but she's going to err as she was trying to get her footwork in action and ready. Struggling to get her feet out of the way, really, there, so she could get a decent hit on that forehand. And in the end, she puts it wide, love 15. Vondrousova here, not happy there, so she's going to be love 30, sorry. Love 30. By the way, quite a few old school things going on in the chat I had with Steve Flink. I hope you appreciate that, Ghosty. Oh, we've got 3 break points now for Vondrousova, though, to get the break back immediately here in Berlin. Goes down the tee, backhand return, backhand from Sabalenka, forehand from Vondrousova. Sabalenka on the defense, but struggling. Sabalenka on the defense, but struggling. This smash is going to be put away, and we've got the break of serve. 2-1. We're back on serve, ladies and gentlemen. That didn't last long. So, 2-1. Oh dear, Aryna. Was yesterday enough? Was yesterday enough to sort of blow off those French Open cobwebs or those French Open anxieties or French Open hangover? I don't know. Hopefully you get what I mean. So Vondrousova serving here, 15-love. Ashley keeping us up to date with what's going on in Nottingham. Ashley, are you actually in Nottingham? Or are you just watching on TV? 48 minutes on the clock for this match already, and we are midway or approaching the midway point of the second set. Oh, backhand there from Sabalenka is not good. Ah, great. You're in Nottingham, Ashley. Nice. Bublik, by the way, post-match yesterday, usual self, when he said something like, well, the first set, Mahatch got 4 lucky shots, and that's why he was in a good position at one point. Talking of good positions, Vondrousova really in a good position right now. You went for 2 days this week. Was nice. I've got a new subscriber. Thank you very much. That forehand return is not necessary from Sabalenka because it's going to be a second serve. Really need that first serve percentage to drop a bit. I think Sabalenka needs that to happen for her to have a good chance of getting back into this match. There's a second serve there that she wins the point off, which kind of backs up my suggestion. 30-15. Best player you saw was Kessler. Nice. The American. Okay, into the rally here on the backhand of Sabalenka. She gets a net cord. That sounds familiar after what happened yesterday. Here we go. Sabalenka redrop. Sabalenka, though, is going to be on the run here. Is she going to get this back? She is, but she's in trouble. Lovely volley there, but she can't run that down. What a volley from Marketa Vondrousova. 40-15. Backhand return. Drop shot here from the left-handed Marketa Vondrousova is not going to work. 40-30. Oh, that's nice from Sabalenka. Deuce. Men's action getting underway a little later on. I think Halle doesn't start, I think, until 3 o'clock local time. So another couple of hours. Backhand return there from Sabalenka. Slice from Vondrousova. Ooh, the Sabalenka slice is still a work in progress. And that slice goes into the net. Okay. Down the tee. Forehand return is going to go long. That's a good serve from Vondrousova on the first serve. And it's now love 15 here on the Sabalenka serve. No time to panic just yet, but it's not been vintage Aryna thus far. Obviously, she was playing not late last night, but she was late-ish, and then obviously one of the earlier ones today. Comes into the net, and that's a volley that she will be having nightmares over later if she doesn't hold serve here. Love 30. That's a volley you would expect her to put away more often than not. As we look at her team. Love 30 here. Sabalenka to serve. Goes down the tee. Good first serve there. That's going to help her get at least back to 15-30. Good serve again there from Sabalenka, but she doesn't punish it, and she puts that forehand long. It was a good first serve. She gets a short ball. Again, those balls are bouncing pretty low in Berlin, and it does make it a little trickier for her to pick that up. And she goes long. When I say pick it up, I mean pick it up, and then you've got the Rybakina scenario where she picks it up, but she doesn't pick it enough. It goes up in the net. And there, obviously, Sabalenka's picking it up too much, and it's going long. Vondrousova there seems to be either upset with a call or probably more likely a bounce off that serve. And Sabalenka saves the first of these 2 break points. But again, desperate for a first serve, 30-40. Remember, her first serve stats were pretty far down, especially in that first set. Now she gets a couple of first serves in and she saves the 2 break points. She's at deuce. Down the tee. It's another good first serve from Sabalenka that Vondrousova can't deal with, and we've got a game point for the Belarusian. Could be a good hold this for Aryna from 15-40, especially those 3 first serves in a row. Into the net on the first serve. Second serve, Sabalenka here. It's a good second serve that's going to just clip the line. So no lacking in bravery there from Sabalenka on that second serve. And again, Vondrousova can't do anything with it. And again, she looks quite annoyed with the way that skidded off the surface. 3-2, Aryna Sabalenka. Do get voting in our poll on YouTube as to who you think is going to win this encounter between Sabalenka and Vondrousova. Also, let us know in the live chat as to who you think is going to win. And maybe even tell us in how many sets. And who are your Wimbledon favourites right now? I'm just thinking to myself. And I thought to myself, it's a wonderful world. Yeah, let's have a look at the WTA rankings and figure out who yeah, let's have a look at those WTA rankings. And I know Nick is going to be doing a power rankings at some point in the next few days. No. For me, Sabalenka's 1. And I might go Rybakina 2. Let me get a pen. Or maybe I can just write this in the live chat, actually. I think I'm going to go Sabalenka 1, Rebecca 2, 3, Pegula, Keys, Andreeva. Hola, Duilo. Duilo, por favor, pulsa un like y suscribir a nuestro canal si podrías. Yeah, could go Keys at 3. Could go Keys at 3. I don't mind that. Could go Pegula at 4. Miller Andreeva at 5, maybe. Maybe 6 Coco. 7 Paulini. 8 Vondrousova, maybe. 9. I mean, Vondrousova may be even higher than that. And this is just off the top of my head. I don't think I'd have Kinwen in my 10. And I probably wouldn't have Ego in my 10 either. Anisimova and Svitolina, maybe? It's tough. Yeah, it is, Snehel. What's strange, do you think, about it? This is just off the top of my head. I am willing to. I'm, Mukova, health, Krejcikova could be in there, I guess. Samsonova, maybe Ostapenko. I think that's where you'd probably have to end this sort of thoughts, really, in terms of the power rankings. Yeah, Jabeur could be, Ashley. The problem is Jabeur is, her ranking is, what is it, 60? It's difficult, 61. It's difficult to go down as far as 61 in the world rankings and have that person in your 10. Yeah. I mean, live rankings, she's probably even lower. Badosa, for sure, if she was fit and playing well, then sure. The thing is, once you leave the first 2 or 3, it's then tricky. But Paulini has been in a Wimbledon final before. She's 4 or 5 in the world right now. We're also talking about a 10 power rankings here. I don't think Paulini is winning Wimbledon by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah. Anyway, we've got a pretty big service game here for Vondrousova at deuce. I will come back to my power rankings. Oh, Sabalenka, take a bow. What about that? Mukova's just not winning tennis matches right now. She hasn't been deep at Wimbledon since 21, I would say. Yeah. I mean, if you're not putting Andreeva in your 10, the world number 7 and the 3rd or 4th best player in the world this year, and someone who's got pedigree both at Wimbledon and on grass, she ticks a lot of boxes. I'm not, again, saying that she's going to win the title, but I guess it's the form, really, with Mida, probably post Indian Wells, maybe. Her clay, but we're obviously on the grass now. Yeah, Lynette, 31 in the world. Is she beating anyone of any great magnitude in Nottingham? I'm not sure. We've got Vondrousova here with a game point, and she does hold. What a point that was, by the way. 3-all. I think, I don't think it's with that 10, by the way. I think you've got to have the first 3 100% in your 10, okay? I think you probably should have Pegula, Andreeva, Goff, Paulina, Vondrousova. I think you should have them. And then, to be honest with you, anyone in the last two. I mean, Badosa just can't be there because of her health right now. I don't dislike that, Snehil. I don't dislike it. Honestly, I don't dislike it. Yeah, I'm not. And by the way, as I said, it was off the top of my head as I was going down, and then right in front of me on my screens, I had Vondrousova, and I'm thinking, John, yeah, I don't dislike Vondrousova at 4. I just think to say that you shouldn't have Pegula in the 10 or Andreeva in the 10 or Paulini in the 10 is a bit of a stretch. Yeah. I see where you're coming from, Snehil. I certainly see what you mean with Vondrousova at 4. And to be honest with you, in 5 or 10 minutes, I might be propelling her to 4 if she wins this match. Sabalenka, though, looking a bit more comfortable here on serve. Fair. The thing is, though, it's a little bit of course, you can just go on Berlin. Absolutely. And you can just go on the last few days, or you can just go on the last 2 months. But there's a few other factors that I think we can't ignore, which is obviously Wimbledon pedigree, form this year, live rankings, current rankings, health, etc. So, but yeah, I don't, as I say, I think it's a tricky one, and I don't think there's too many. You know, if you had, for example, if you had Qinwen Zheng in your 10, she's world number 4. You know, and yeah, actually, you know, she had a good win over Raducanu, I guess. Yeah, so maybe she should be in your 10. Yeah, fair. Emma Navarro can play on grass for sure. Maybe she should be in your 10. Badosa, I think, is tricky because if Badosa's fit, and I know that she's going to stay healthy for the next 3 weeks, for sure. But it's just tough. Schneider could be, yeah. I find it difficult with Mukova. Krejcikova's last year's winner, so yeah. Yeah, but then they build a pedigree, right? And so Krejcikova's now built some pedigree, and so has Paulini. Yeah, sure. I'd love to hear yours, Snehil. As I say, I'm not surprised, Ashley. Sabalenka's held, by the way, for 4-3. I mean, you could put Ostapenko in there. I mean, obviously, Snehil's going to put Iga Swiatek in there for whatever reason, even though, obviously, there's very few arguments. But can you get Iga in at 10? Maybe. But I think it's a stretch. Well, exactly. Exactly. I mean, if Sabalenka draws, let me just have a quick look. So Sabalenka, world number 1, arguably the favorite. If she draws Bencic in the first round, is Bencic fit? You know, she draws Raducanu, maybe first round. If Raducanu's healthy. Tatiana Maria, first round. Rebecca is your favorite, yeah? I can see Vondrousova at 4. I can see that. And I'm not against having Vondrousova anywhere between sort of 4 and 8, really. And as I say, a lot will depend on the next 15, 20 minutes, or maybe the next hour or so. And Lulu-san, she can do something. Yastremska. Who else can I see? I mean, Daniel Collins, maybe less so. Osaka, yeah. Jabeur. I think can't go any lower than Jabeur, surely, than 61 in the world to have in your... Grietmanen. She's decent on grass. Azarenka, 76 in the world right now. Snehil, not. I think it's difficult to put Iga in your 10. Even the most biased of Iga fans, surely are not putting Iga in your 10 power rankings. Otherwise, you are being biased if you're putting Iga in there, I think. She's made one quarterfinal. She is 8 in the world. She has never won a grass court title. She's never made a grass court final. Goff is there because of her form right now. She's the second best player in the world. So that is why she's there. As I said to you, pedigree is one thing, form is another, current ranking, ability, what's going on in the tennis world right now, all sorts of things. Still, don't get angry, my friend. It's just a power rankings. It's just a power rankings. You're entitled to your opinion, and so am I. I'm sorry that we don't align on this. Kessler, how about that, Ashley? Left field. Good. Glad you are. 4-all here, by the way. Pretty comfortable hold that for Vondrousova. Okay. 15 love here, Sabalenka serving as we get to the business end of this second set. Men's power rankings, I think, is a little easier and less contentious, especially amongst the first 5 or 6. I think you basically look at the world rankings and go, you know what, I'm going to have Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic, Draper. Those 4, in your first 4. And then you got to have Taylor Fritz in your top 10. Probably Zverev in your top 10 as well. Probably Medvedev too. And then it's just a case of where. Okay, Sabalenka goes long here on the first serve. Yeah, Bublik, yeah, true. I think you probably do have to put Bublik in there. Over 5 sets, does he win that match against Sinner? Don't know, but, well, maybe. Maybe he does. I mean, 2-1. Oh, Rebecca, sorry, Sabalenka, Vondrousova even. Get the right player. Rebecca's not even playing today. Just had a fall, but she does win the points, so it's 15-all. Probably Musetti, Paul, Runa, Shelton, yeah. I think Demonor probably doesn't make it right now. Nor does Tiafoe, nor does Rublev. Feast, breaking news. Artur Feast has withdrawn from Wimbledon through injury. That back injury, I think he picked up in Paris, I think, during the French Open. Double fault, Aryna Sabalenka, 15-30. As we await the power rankings of Mr. Chill himself, Snehil Kumar. Do you have Mensik in your 10? Korda, by the way, is also out of Wimbledon through injury. So players such as Mickelson and probably Berrettini are going to be seeded. Well, Berrettini depends. He might well be dropping some points, actually. So, I know, Snehil, it's tricky. It's tricky. I agree. As I say, I think the order is also fine. I think you've got to have probably Sabalenka at 1. I think... oh, we've got a break point here, by the way. Break point for Vondrousova. But it's been saved. So, there we go. Deuce. Marketa not looking very happy there. Is he? Tomic is playing Wimbledon? Okay. Oh, forehand into the net from Sabalenka. And it's going to be another break point for Vondrousova. And of course, if she gets the break here, she'll be serving for the match. Do. Do. Gonna have a smash here. It's gonna be a tricky smash. She doesn't put it away. Oh, the volley from Sabalenka. Oh, dearie me. That's a couple of horror show volleys from her today at the net. It was a little tricky. She had a smash that was also tricky. Vondrousova did just about perfectly on it. Gave Sabalenka another ball to hit, but also one that was kind of close to her chest. But Aryna couldn't adjust herself. Sabalenka has been broken. Maybe both in terms of her spirit as well as her serve. And Vondrousova is going to serve for the match and a place in the Berlin final. And probably a place in my top 5 power rankings and maybe even top 4. But by the way, my power rankings don't matter. We'd be looking forward to Nick's, which will be coming out at some point next week. Whew. Okay. So, when you return, Ms. Vondrousova, sorry, you'll be serving for the match. Okay, so Vondrousova for a place in the Berlin final. Well. 4-5. Second serve. So this could be interesting. Down the tee. Backhand return is good from Aryna. Forehand from the lefty forehand. Lovely forehand winner there from Aryna Sabalenka. She means business, does she finally? Backhand cross court from Marketa. Good forehand cross court from Sabalenka. Can she put that volley away? She can. Love 30. Wow. Has this match got another twist or a turn or a sting in the tail? Well. It's going to be 3 break points for Aryna Sabalenka. Wow. Okay, Vondrousova, where are you going with this serve? You are going to the backhand of Aryna Sabalenka. Good second serve there from Vondrousova. It was a tricky one as it came skidding off the surface. 15-40, 2 break points to go. Backhand return, forehand from Vondrousova. Backhand cross court is going to miss from Sabalenka. 2 break points have come and gone for Aryna. What is going to happen on the third one? Time will tell. Crucial moments here in Berlin. 30-40. First serve is missed. So it's a second serve for Sabalenka to look at. Good second serve. Aggressive there from Marketa. Aggressive from Marketa. But she's going to be made to hit another ball because Sabalenka's defending right now. Sabalenka on the slice defending. Is she going to be able to pass her? Oh, I think she's missed, but she's going to challenge. No, she's not. She knows. She knows it missed. Deuce. Ooh. She did well to stay in that point and the cross court, but she knows it missed. She's changed her mind on the challenge. You only get 3 challenges, of course, per set. Ah, deuce. Block return. Slice from Marketa Vondrousova, but that forehand is going to miss. Again, she laments the surface. I say again, it's also been Vondrousova at times, despite the fact that she's in a commanding position, lamenting the surface here. Vondrousova serving for the match. Match point. Down the tees. And Vondrousova wins. 6-2, 6-4. And she is in the Berlin final. And Sabalenka is not. Sabalenka got off to a decent start in terms of her hold of serve. And then she has a couple of break points on the Vondrousova serve. But after that, it became much tougher for Aryna. And those break points that came and went would prove to be costly, as Vondrousova would go on to break Aryna's serve a couple of times and round out that set 6-2. Vondrousova just getting her first serve in so often, 84% at one point, and Aryna was at 47% at one point. That was a huge difference in how that first set panned out. And really, it was always uphill there from Aryna. Aryna as well getting broken. There's a couple of volleys at the net that really Aryna would normally be putting away, but great fight from Vondrousova in some of those rallies when she was on the defense, making Aryna hit another ball. And it's Vondrousova, the 2023 surprise Wimbledon finalist. And yeah, here we go. We're going to hear from Marketa right now.
Yeah, for sure. I felt like, I was the underdog, yesterday, today also. So, enjoying the, full stadium. And, it was amazing to play here. It was a great match.
Absolutely. I think everybody joined it. Look at this crowd. Absolutely fabulous. Now the last game. A couple of days ago you said, I'm so relaxed because I'm just enjoying playing. Were you relaxed? Is love 40 serving for it?
No, I was a bit pissed. But she played great points. I couldn't do much, so you have to take it. And I tried to stay in every point and try to stay relaxed. And it was a great last game.
Playing the number 1 in the world, do you feel at times you need to do something special? For example, at love 40, you come up with 2 big points. 30-40, big second serve. Would you have served that big against anyone else but her?
Yeah, I feel like on the grass you have to risk, and then, this was the point. So I was like, okay, let's try, and yeah, the match would continue, so we have to take the risk. And I was, feeling really well today. So I'm just very happy and grateful.
You are a Grand Slam champion in 2023. Are you playing as well as in 2023?
I don't know. I didn't play for a long time, so I'm just so happy to be back healthy and so grateful to play these matches. And when I saw the field, I was like, okay, let's try to win the first round, and then this is happening. So thank you guys so much for coming and for supporting us.
And well done, and you are in the final. Marketa, Vondrousova, die will den Sieg von 2023.
There we go. So, Vondrousova. Can she win Wimbledon again? Well, we'll know. Who knows? But first of all, she's got a Berlin final to contend with. I'm going to have a quick look at some of the stats before we bring this to an end. Yeah. So that was, I went through the nature of the match, but let's have a look at some of the stats from this particular encounter to see where it was ultimately won and lost. Obviously, it was the most important stat of all is that Vondrousova won in straight sets, 6-2, 6-4. And the first set just ran away from Aryna, didn't it, really? And second set was so nip and tuck, 4-all, and Sabalenka gets broken. And yeah, with that volley at the net that I did touch upon before, that she'll have some regrets over. It's not the only volley at the net today that went into the net that Aryna will be disappointed on. But also at love 40 then, Vondrousova is serving it out, and she's quickly love 40 down, but winning 5 points in a row, finishing it off with an ace as well, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, hats off to Marketa, who's into the Berlin final. And, yeah, okay, so stats from today. Just a second. Scores. No, I want results. Here we go. 1 hour, 21 minutes for this particular encounter. 6-2, 6-4. And yes, some of the stats here. 4 aces each, 4 double faults for Aryna and 3 for Vondrousova. Not too significant that. But look at the breakpoint conversion for Aryna Sabalenka. 3 of these 7 breakpoints, of course, coming as Vondrousova was trying to serve it out. She wins just 1 of her 7 breakpoint opportunities. She was up a break, of course, in that second set. But immediately, Vondrousova broke back, and then it was nip and tuck pretty much all the way. But look at that, 4 from 9, Vondrousova in terms of breakpoint conversion. Other significant stats. First serve percentage in, by the way, did drop for Marketa and did go up for Sabalenka. That was significant in that second set, which is probably why it was so tight. Winners today, by the way, Sabalenka hitting 26, Marketa, Vondrousova 22, but 30 unforced errors from Aryna Sabalenka. 30, which for a match that was 1 hour and 21 minutes, straight sets, that's a lot. 30 across 3 sets, fine. 30 in that's a lot. Yeah, so, yeah, regarding first serve percentage, first serves in anyway, 66% for Vondrousova, 58% for Sabalenka. Still an important advantage there for Marketa as she awaits the winner of Ludmila Samsonova and Jinyu Wang in the Berlin final. Yeah, second serve points won as well, Sabalenka, just 31%, whereas Vondrousova was 54.5%. And then total points won, by the way, was for 72 for Vondrousova and 55 for Aryna Sabalenka. Okay, wonderful. Nice to see Snehil's power rankings in there. I'll share those on the screen for you right now, and do let me know your comments below, although he has quickly changed his number 10 to Svitolina. Yeah, let me know in the comment section below. And for everybody else, thank you for joining me for this watch along, and you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.